We're continuing what we've been doing for the past 4 days, and we're talking about how to fix the whole world up, how to fix up the whole world. And the Rebbe said it's not as hard as it seems. The world is just missing a little bit of light. It's missing a little bit of truth. Maybe we can. It's missing the letter Aleph. Letter Aleph. The Rebbe doesn't say this, but I'll say it. The word for light starts with the letter Aleph, or the word for truth starts with the letter Aleph, Emet. Also, the word for faith, Emuna, starts with the letter Aleph. The word for courage, Ometz, starts with the letter Aleph. Huh? The letter Abraham starts with the letter Aleph. Aleph. Anyway, we have to put just one little thing into the world, like we said, is light a little light of truth, of love in the world. And the Rebbe explains how do we do this by looking constantly, every moment of our life, at three things. What are the three things we're supposed to be looking at? At God, at ourselves, and at the world. Am I doing what God wants in the world? What does God want in the world? That we should be positive. We should act positively, think positively, speak positively, according to the Torah. The Torah determines what's positive. So we have to do two things. Bring God into the world, but that depends on us. We're in the middle. So that's the third thing. Or you can say, on the other hand, that it's me and God. I have to fix up myself, me and God. But what's the whole purpose of me and God? Is the world. Fixing up the world. Or you can say it's just me and the world, right? I have to fix up the world. Like they have these big movements now, with tikkun olam. But without the Torah, you're not fixing up anything. So you have to have God in the picture. So you have to have three things. Look constantly at three things. You, yourself, your creator, and the creation in the world. And that means everything that you do, everything that you say, everything you think, everything how you wake up in the morning and go to sleep in the night, how you talk to people, everything, it should be according to the way, a positive way, that you add something positive to the world. Even if it's a joke. There's sometimes there are people that came in front of the Rebbe, comedians. Usually it was Jewish comedians, but a lot of the times they were not religious. And the Rebbe said, thank you very much for making people happy. For making people happy, for making, the people have to be positive in the world. Okay. Says the Rebbe, I'm going to show you how everything in the world reflects this, because a Jew has to learn from everything in the world. So let's talk about the Torah portions, how this reflects this idea of, by us keeping these three things in mind, it will bring the Aleph into the world, light and love and truth, and fix up the whole world. The whole world will be light a little match and fix up the whole world. In the beginning, let's talk about this week's Torah portion. In the beginning of Parshas Acharei, this week's Torah portion, it speaks about the service of Aaron, the high priest, Kohen Gadol, in the Holy of Holies. In this, Aaron comes into the holiness, right? If you don't understand Hebrew, so even get an English book, or get an English one, and read the English one. I advise you don't get, one that's attached to the King James version or King, Sheldon, whatever these guys. Get a genuine translation. There's so many wonderful translations from Sinai and from this. I have a really wonderful one over here. Where is it? I use it pretty much. Oh, here it is. Art Scroll. Wow, this is really good. I'm telling you, this is really good. Art Scroll Tanakh. Fantastic translations and commentaries. Really very. Everybody should have one. It's really very good. Especially the missionaries and those guys. They should have it. At least they should look at the genuine commentaries of explanations of what Isaiah is really saying, instead of these crazy ideas. They base their whole religion on just simply misinterpretations, on bad commentaries. They twist everything around. Anyway, the whole billions of people are running around like chickens with their not their heads replaced. It's like somebody put the head of a fish on a chicken or something like that. The whole Torah is there, and they're misinterpreting every single word. Anyway, you should. Okay, so anyway, if you look at this week's Torah portion in the beginning, it talks about what the high priest did, the Kohen Gadol, in the Holy of Holies, how he went in once a year. Once a year. Now, in the Holy of Holies was the same revelation as on Mount Sinai. There were the tablets were there, the same revelation on Mount Sinai. And just like on Mount Sinai, everybody's souls jumped out of their bodies. So also the same thing, if a person that went into the Holy of Holies, the wrong person at the wrong time, you would die. That's what happened to the two sons of Aaron, of Aaron, that they went in and they died. But nevertheless, it's necessary to go in. And eventually the whole world will be the Holy of Holies. Eventually the whole world will just be the truth, revelation that God is everywhere and God is creating the world. But this essence revelation of God can only come through the Torah. That's why in the Holy of Holies was the Torah. There were the tablets. It says, Ma'ayin dugmas matzah, the Holy of Holies is me'ayin, something like the dugmas and an example of matzah, the state, the situation of the world of Hagula, of the future redemption. The Kohen Gadol, the high priest, will be in the Holy of Holies. Holy of Holies is a place which is holy, the most holy place in the world. What does it mean it's holy? Because the truth is revealed there. That all there is God, and God is creating everything. Makom, a place, Shabo Elokut, a place where God is revealed clearly. L'lo almost what's not concealed at all. Right? Like we just finished learning, the whole idea of Yom Kippur is to remove all these shells of egotism that covers us over. Well, that's what would happen in Yom Kippur. The high priest, he was a representative for the Jewish people. He went into the place where God was not concealed. Ubal b'zaman, in the same time, but it was a physical place, and it was in this physical world. Even it was higher than all the angels. The Kohen Gadol, the high priest, nichnas l'sham, he went in there, kineshama b'guf, a human person, a living human person, with his own personality and his own family. He had to have a family. He had to have a wife. According to some people, he had to have children. He had to have a house. He had to be rich, it said. They made him rich. Not like it was by Aaron's two sons, that they didn't have the proper preparations. They ran in without preparations. They just wanted to become close to God. They didn't want anything to do with this world. Something is like this in every single Kohen. The Kohanim in general, the priests, they were called. Priests is sort of like a not Jewish word, but any word. Shabo Bezman Shakohanim Huvdalo, when the time when the Kohanim were chosen. Originally, when God took the Jews out of Egypt, the firstborn were supposed to be the priests. They were supposed to be the holy, especially holy people. They were supposed to be examples of holiness to the Jewish people. But when they sinned with the golden calf, so God took that away from them and he gave it to the Kohanim. That was the tribe of Moses and Aaron. Like it says, Vayavdil Aaron, v'hakdisho. It says you should separate Aaron to make him holy, kodesh kodeshim, holy of holies. In other words, totally above the world. But nevertheless, Aaron and all of the Kohanim, they did their service in the physical world, in a physical place, as physical, normal human beings. Olam shabo yesh makom, this world, which is very low and very unpure and unholy, that's davka sham. There, you can do the commandment, like it says in the beginning of next week. This is going to be next week's Torah portion. No, actually 2 weeks. Emor al Kohanim. Emor al Kohanim. Next week's Torah portion. I'm sorry, next week. Emor al Kohanim. Speak to the Kohanim, the sons of Aaron, and say to them, Lenefesh lo yitamam ba'amav, that they're not allowed to defile themselves for a dead body or whatever, only in certain cases. They have to remain pure. They have to totally be separated from anything which even has a hint of death or impurity. When is this going to be revealed? It was revealed when there was a holy temple in the Holy of Holies to one person. But really, it was just not one person. It was every Kohen. And really, the future, it's going to be revealed not just one time of the year in one little place to one type of people, but it'll be one type of Jews, but it'll be revealed in the Gula Mitit Veshlema. Hachana, the preparation of this will be now in the time of exile. The whole world will be filled with the awareness of God. But that's only in the future. Now, the Kohanim, the priests, Nizharim, have to be careful nowadays even from impurity. Nowadays, there's a law that if there's a Kohen, people know if they're Kohanim or not. It was passed from generation to generation that a Kohen is not allowed to stay in a room where there's a dead body. He's not allowed to defile himself. He's not supposed to go into even into a graveyard. There's certain ways that you can permit this, right? They put a surrounding where people stand around them, whatever. Yeshlom, we can say that this is also the preparation for the ultimate purification that's going to be in the future. Kolel, including Sha'al Yadezeh, by means of this, and more of a Amarta, that like next week's Torah portion, that God will say to every Jew, that everyone has to warn and educate their children or people that know less than them about what holiness is. And that there will be holiness everywhere in the world. The whole world will, what's holiness? The Creator, revealing the Creator. It'll be revealed everywhere. But Nosaf al-Azirut, in addition to keeping away from death or anything which is impure, the Kohen also had to do his service in the holy temple with special garments. In other words, when the Kohen was outside of the holy temple, he had to be holy and keep away from impure things. But when he was in the holy temple, he had to put on special garments, garments of the Kohanim. They weren't the same garments as the high priest, that he had jewels in his breastplate and everything like that. But the regular Kohanim, they also had special garments. According to this, now we can explain why is it that if a Kohen went into the holy temple and he did his work there, missing a garment, then whatever work he did, no matter how expert it was, it's disqualified. Why? Bisman shebigdeim aleim, when the time when there are garments on them, then their status, their position as being a Kohen is on them. If they don't have the proper garments, the Kohanim, then they are not considered to be Kohanim. What they do in the holy temple is not considered to be, proper. Even though the big day Kohanim, even though that the garments of the Kohanim were mainly just for glory, to look good, it shouldn't have really had an effect on their essence service of God. It should be that they should have had the dress, but if they didn't, it was okay. No, it's not so. They're supposed to put on these garments for beauty and for splendor, but if they didn't put them on, it disqualifies their work, what they did. It's not really connected. The garments shouldn't have such a deep effect on the service that they did. But the completion, wholesome, complete service in the tabernacle or in the temple is that has to be totally kavod tiforet. Everything that they do has to be for splendor and for beauty. And if it's not done, then that disqualifies the service they did in the holy temple. They offered up offerings on the holy temple. They offered up incense in the holy temple. These were holy things. What is such a big deal? What if their garments were missing? It says, yes, it was. Why? Because even the most simple physical things, their garments have tremendous spiritual repercussions. But often a yafev, a kavod, everything they do has to be beautiful and splendid in the physical world. Menatzlim at the call, you have to use everything you can in this world to serve godliness, including beauty, including splendor. It all has to be used for holiness. Ubeshlemus, and it has to be complete. That's the idea of a Kohen in your kahuna in a complete way, in a real way. This is by the high priest. The high priest said he put on 7 garments. He had a special turban that he had on, and he had a breastplate with all these jewels in it, with sapphires and rubies. And according to this, maybe we can say that the reason for this, that the high priest, Tzorech Liot, has to be greater than his other priests. He has to be rich. He has to be why? Because holiness in Judaism of the high priest is the holiest person in Judaism. He has to be complete in everything, especially in the physical world. He has to be rich. You think a holy person that sits up on a mountain somewhere and he sits up there and he gives advice or blessings or whatever, that could be true. That could be true. But when he has to come, when he comes down from the mountain, right? He wants to go up a mountain a couple of days of the week. Let him go up on a mountain. Why not? Take a vacation. But that's not the thing of the Kohen Gadol. The Kohen Gadol is not when he's separated from the world. When, in fact, it says the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, when he goes into the Holy of Holies, he takes off all of these splendid garments and he puts on simple white garments. That's when he's alone. That's good. But when he comes out to be with the people, then he puts on these other garments again, the splendid garments with all the jewels and all the splendor and the glory. Al Pi Mavur, according to what we said before, but it says, and this Aaron will go into the holy. Every moment, Shehu wrote said that he wanted to go in to the holy temple, he could go in. Rakshia Kanez Beseder, he has to go in a proper way. In other words, you want to go into the holy temple, you can go whenever you want to. You want to go into the Holy of Holies, also you can go whenever you want to, but it has to be according to the Torah. It has to be, everything has to be according to the Torah. It has to be on the right time, it has to be in the right way. That was the mistake of Nadav and Avihu. They had the right attitude. They wanted to be close to God, but they didn't do it in the right way. They wanted to be close to God and they didn't want to be in the world. They didn't want to have garments. They didn't want to have wives. We can say that the true place of the holy priest, the high priest, is really supposed to be in the Holy of Holies. That's when he's really himself. And so it will be in the future redemption when the whole world, the Shlemus Adam, and the whole entire world will be totally negated to, and they'll be, and they'll be removed, bittul, they'll be removed, all things that are opposite and that contradict God. Before this, we're not any vessel to this at all. Now the world is totally egotism. We're not a vessel for this big revelation of God. But the Moshiach will cause that the world will be a vessel. Then will be Shleimus Agiloi. There'll be a total revelation of holiness revealed in this physical world, in the holy temple. Dira Lo Yitborech, it'll be a different type of a temple that won't be destroyed. The whole world will become holy because of it. Just like everything else in the Torah, Torah, and the Torah is called Torah. The word Torah means instruction, hora'ah. Also in this, there's a teaching to every single Jew. Here we're learning about the high priest, the holy. What's that relevant to me? Kol Bnei Israel, all of the Jewish people, every Jew, him Malchut Kohanim. They are from the kingship of priests. Not just priests, the kingship of high priests, Kohen Gadol. Every single Jew. Ubegili b'shlemos, in a revealed way, this will be when the future redemption comes. Again, what did the high priest do? That's what we said. What did the high priest do? His main thing was the Kohen Gadol, high priest. What did he do? Let's maybe translate it better so the high priest doesn't sound right. The big priest, it's called the big priest. Kohen Gadol, big means big. What did the big priest do? What did he do? He went into the Holy of Holies and he revealed that there's such a thing as the Holy of Holies, and revealed that a human being can go there, and revealed that the Holy of Holies was made for human beings. It was made for human beings. And when is the Holy of Holies revealed? When egotism doesn't conceal it. And that's the Kohen Gadol was an example of that person. His egotism didn't get in his way. He thought only about what the truth is. Eventually, this is going to be by every single Jew, and it'll be not just that, all the time. That's going to be in the future redemption. The truth will be revealed, that God is everywhere. The same God that's in the Holy of Holies will be revealed everywhere. So automatically, there is in every single person, every single Jew, a connection, like a soul in the body, the Kedusha, to be holy, sanctified, the Kodesh Kodeshim, like the Holy of Holies. The ultimate level of holiness. Like the Rambam says, Lo Shevet Levi, not only Shevet, the tribe of Levi, the tribe of Moses and Aaron alone, But every single person, asher nidva libo, that wants to, oto harizeh nikta, she can become holy of holies. Maimonides says it. What is it in the laws of, what is it, Trum or something? What is it? The laws of Shemitah. Shemitah and Yoga, right? It says in the laws of Shemitah. Alpia Midrashanal, according to what we said before, that every moment, any time that the Kohen Gadol wants to go in, we can say that the Kohen means that every single, he can go into the holy temple, that every single, it's in the power of every single Jew, as is found below, to be holy of holies. We can say that this will be actually in the future to come. Now, again, the Holy of Holies, the whole holy temple, was a place that brought blessing to the whole world. It brought blessing to the whole world. When there was a holy temple, the whole world benefited. There was more, the earth was more fertile, rains came in their time, there was less disease, or maybe no disease, there was no war, there was no strife, but there was free will. If people wanted to go against God, they still could, still have the ability. Exactly the opposite, because everybody saw that God is so good, so now you can really make yourself a name for yourself, that you're the one that, shot the president. You're the one that went against the king. You'll be famous for all time. So to go against God says that God doesn't put the Jews in the hands of simple people, only in great nations. You want to make trouble, want to become a big shot, right? Go against the Jews. Nowadays, we see that happening, right? You have all these people that are zeros, they're nobody. They all of a sudden they get on campus, they talk against the Jews. Ooh, they're in the newspapers, everybody looks at them, they care about them, everybody knows what their names are, right? And they're fighting for them, they're fighting against them. He's a big shot. Who is he? He's a nobody. He has an IQ of 4. But he knows how to speak against the Jews. He can go against God. No, you go against God, it's a good thing. So everybody wants that feeling a little bit, right? I can spit in the face of the king. Everybody will know who I am. Says, but the fact of the matter is that that's false. That's false reality. True reality is that the world is supposed to be good. And the holy temple is a place that brings good to the world. And every Jew is a holy temple. Every Jew brings blessing to everything around him. Ideally, that's what it's supposed to be. And this is what's going to actually be in the future redemption. It says even more, there's a story in the prophets that at the time when there was a danger, it says Yehoshava, I think she was the maid servant, whatever. Yoash. Now Yoash was a king of it. If you ever read the book of Kings, it's a pretty actually embarrassing book to read, but there it is. It's part of the Bible. The kings, one after the other, and I mean, there were some like real super duper losers, kings, really bad news, which is the majority of them, especially the kings of Israel. But even in the kings of what's called Yehuda, right? There were kings that were Manasseh and people really terrible, And it says, so one of they killed. What was it? Izebel. She killed all the kings, and Yoshava was the maidservant. She hid. I think that's what it was. She hid away Yoash. Yoash was just a young child. He was 7 years old or something like that. She hid him away. Shu Mizera Mamlacha. He was from the tribe of King David. The king is always going to be from King David. General King. Moshiach is going to come from King David. Anyway, Umenikto, and she gave him to nurse Bechedra Mitot. She hid him away so that they wouldn't find. Where was this hidden? Where did she hide him? Where was this hidden chamber? Ba'aliyad Beit Kodesh Kodashim. It was some sort of a room which was over the Holy of Holies. Ita Beit Mitchabeh, and with her he was hidden 6 years. Shemizeh Muvan, this is understood. Shebiyota B'Kodesh Kodashim, when he was in the Holy of Holies, it was there. He had all of his physical things. So here we have a king. He was not a Kohen. He was not a priest. He was from the tribe of King David. And he was hidden away in the Holy Temple. It was the first temple. This time of the first temple. He was hidden away in a chamber which was above the Holy of Holies. And he stayed there. He didn't dare go out. He would have been killed. right? Izebel or whatever, she was killing all the kings, all the kings. Izebel, what was it? Her daughter's name? What was her name? Atalia. She was killing all the kings. So all of his necessities were there: eating, drinking, going to sleep, etc. Yesh Lomar, we can say. I mean, I imagine he would go to the bathroom in a bucket or something. He would take it out. They arranged it however it is, but all of his physical needs were there. It was Holy of Holies. It was like above the Holy of Holies. How can this possibly be? And it ended up she saved him, and he came out, and he resumed the kingship, and he killed all the enemies. Yesh Lomar, we can say, that since the truth was the true place of every Jew is really in the Holy of Holies. And that's what's going to be revealed in the future redemption. Ella, but this is only going to be revealed by means of a danger. In this case, the king was in danger. She had no choice. And this was something like the high quality of the future redemption, which is going to come about by means of us now in exile. So King Yoash, because it was a time of danger, so she had no choice. They had to live above the Holy of Holies. Says the Rebbe, really every Jew is supposed to live above the Holy of Holies. Every Jew, in a good way. But Yoash, it's forbidden to do, but Yoash had to do it. Why? Because it was a time of danger. Says the Rebbe, we're also in a time of danger. We're in the time of exile. And by means of this exile, it's going to come revealed that every Jew, really their place is the Holy of Holies. Where's the Holy of Holies going to be? The whole world. The whole world will be. Every Jew will be a holy temple, and the whole world will benefit. Can move on like it's understood from the commandment that we say, and also the empowering and the blessing, which was written in Parshas Kadoshim this week, that we're reading now. Kadoshim to you must be holy because I am holy. Now that's how the Torah starts off. It's the second, Achrei Mot Kedoshim. There's two Torah portions we read this week. One is Achrei Mot, that talks about begins talking about the holy priest and the Holy of Holies, the high priest. And the second one is Kedoshim. You must be holy because I'm holy. Biyot neshama b'guf, you have to be holy, a soul and a body, a physical person in this physical world. You don't have to wait until you die to be holy. Physical. Shesham shayach hatzivu, there it's the commandment of be holy. It's a commandment. What does it mean? Havi perushim, it means you should, I'm sorry, Havi perushim, you have to be separated from your own egotistical desires. Nimsa Shel comes out. Yehuda b'matzav kedusha, that every Jew has a commandment to be holy. Until and it's not just a commandment, it's a promise. God is empowering us that we could be, we should be, we have the power to be, and we will be holy. To the highest level of holiness, that will be holy, like it says, Ki ani, because I'm holy. That's what God says. Be holy because I'm holy. That every Jew can reach this level of the holiness of God. That's what it means. The Jewish people are the sons of God. What does that mean? It means that God cares about everybody in this world, Jews first, more than all the other holy worlds, whatever. Like it's explained in the Chassidut, that by means of the rabbis, as you might think you should be holy like me, it says, because I am holy. Yochel Kamoni, God is saying, you can be holy like me. The same level of holiness of God. Now you might think, what is this talking about? Is this blasphemy? We're talking about people can be God. What does that mean? It says, but again, like we learned in Likkutei Torah, God gave the Torah. The Torah is not just a book written by an author thousands of years ago. The Torah is the living will and wisdom of God right now. And when we do God's will and we put God's wisdom into our minds, then we become like God. Putting on tefillin, you're doing God's actions, you become like God. It's like the Holy Temple. The Holy Temple was a physical building, and it revealed that that's what God is. God really cares about physical buildings. That's God's infinity. God is infinite, means he's not limited to being spiritual. And in fact, God is infinitely more infinite than what we thought. If you thought that God is infinite means that he can't be in the world, that's limiting him. Okay, it's two opposites, but that's the essence of Judaism. The holiness of this physical world is higher than all the spiritual worlds. And it all revolves around the Jews. So if we say the Jews are the sons of God, then what does that mean? There's a whole big religion, 2.5 billion people, that because they misunderstood this whole idea of the Son of God, so they bow down and they fast and they wage wars and they do all sorts of crazy stuff. But it's very inspiring idea that there can be a human being that's like God. Well, you got all the Jews are there. Every single Jew in the world, whether he knows it or not, agrees with it or not, every single Jew, the future will reveal this. And then that will reveal that God really cares about the world. So that's what it says. You must be holy because I am holy, says God. So it comes out that a Jew is holy. Every Jew is holy. To the highest level of holiness, to the level of God, like it says in the Chassidut. It says that, like Rabbi say, Yochel Kamoni, you might think you should be holy like God. Is it says, yes, Kadosh Ani, Kamoni, Benichuta, yes, you can be holy like me, says God. You can be the holiness of the level of Ani, like the level of God when he gave the Torah. Anochi Hashem Elokecha, I am God, your God. Says the Rebbe, we can attach this to the day of the Yortzeit, which that's the day of the passing away of the of the Rebbe's brother, Yisra Ari Leib. And this we're going to talk about more, God willing, tomorrow on Friday. Let's see, are we going to be able to do this? I think so, maybe. I don't know. It's pretty long over here, huh? Pretty long. Okay, so let's do one more. We'll do one more, and we'll see. We'll increase our probabilities that we can finish this tomorrow. 1 minute. Here we go. One minute. 1 minute. One second. What did I do here? I scrolled down too far. Excuse me. Oh, yes. I see what I did here. All right. 1 minute. What happened? What did I do this? What did I do? Yeah. Okay, good. Good. Okay. You know what? That's what we're going to do. We're going to do it tomorrow. Good. We'll do this tomorrow. Good. Stop the share.